Hello students, this video is about question and answers of the class 6th science chapters.
Chapter 9 Living Organisms and Their Surroundings. First we will see exercise questions of this chapter. First main multiple choice questions. Here you have to select the correct option. First question, sunken stomata are formed in. Sunken stomata are formed in. The given options are A. Mesophytes, B. Xerophytes, C. Hydrophytes, D. None of these. Answer is B. Xerophytes. Second question, which group of animals have fins and gills? Which group of animals have fins and gills? The given options are A. Frogs, B. Fishes, C. Snakes, D. Turtle. The correct answer is B. Fishes. Which group of animals have fins and gills? It is fishes. Third question, which one is modified for vegetative propagation? Which one is modified for vegetative propagation? The given options are A. Potato, B. Tomato, C. Bean, D. Brinjal. The correct answer is potato. Potato is modified for vegetative propagation. Fourth question, light, spongy, hollow bones are features of. Light, spongy, hollow bones are features of A. Terrestrial animals, B. Violent animals, C. Snakes, D. Aquatic animals. The correct answer is D. Aquatic animals. Light, spongy, hollow bones are features of aquatic animals. Fifth question, which is the best suited for xeric mode of life? Which is best suited for xeric mode of life? A. Camel, B. Goat, C. Cow, D. Elephant. The correct answer is camel. Which is the best suited for xeric mode of life? It is camel. Sixth question, the plants make their own food, that is why they are called. The given options are A. Heterotrophs, B. Autotrophs, C. Omnivores, D. Herbivores. Plants make their own food, that is why they are called autotrophs. Seventh question, stomata present on leaves are small pores which. Stomata present on leaves are small pores which. The given options are A. Excrete water vapor, B. Excrete carbon dioxide, C. Excrete hydrogen gas, D. Both A and B. Here the correct answer is both A and B, because stomata present on leaves are small pores which excrete water vapor and excrete carbon dioxide. So it is both A and B. Now section B, fill in the blanks. First one, dash are characterized by very low temperature. Boreal forests are characterized by very low temperature. So here the answer is boreal forest. Second one, special organs called dash allow fish to breathe underwater. Answer is gills. Special organs called gills allow fish to breathe underwater. Third one, the camel stores dash its hump. Camel stores fat in its hump. Fourth one, the leaves of the cactus are modified into dash. The leaves of the cactus are modified into spines. The leaves of the cactus are modified into spines. Fifth one, bricks and stones are dash things. Bricks and stones are non-living things. Bricks and stones are non-living things. Section C. State true or false against each of the following statements. First one, habitat and adaptations have a very strong relationship. Habitat and adaptations have a very strong relationship. It is true. Second one, hydrophytes have a very extensive root system. It is false. Hydrophytes have a very extensive root system. It is false. Third one, Vallisneria is a hydrophyte. So it is true. Vallisneria is a hydrophyte. It is true. Fourth one, green plants can move from one place to another. It is false. Green plants cannot move from one place to another place. Fifth one, omnivores feed on both plants and animals. It is true. Omnivores feed on both plants and animals. It is true. Sixth one, some animals which feed on animal flesh are called carnivores. It is also true. Some animals which feed on animal flesh are called carnivores. It is true. Section D. Match the items of column A with those of column B. So in the column A, xerophytes it is given. So it match with the column B with D. Xerophytes, these are plants that grow in regions that receive very little rainfall. Second, habitat. It is an area where plant or animal is found in nature. Habitat is area where plant or animal is found in nature. Third one, adaptation. Adaptation, it is changes in the structure or behavior of an organism that help it to survive in a particular habitat. Fourth, hydrophytes. Hydrophytes are the plants that live in water. Fifth, migration. Migration is a seasonal movement of animals from one region to another. Hibernation. Hibernation is period of reduced activity in some animals during winter months. Gills. Gills are specialized organs that allow animals to breathe under water. Section E. Explain the differences between the following. First difference, movement and locomotion. Second, autotrophs and heterotrophs. Third, living and non-living organisms. So we will see answers of these. First one, difference between movement and locomotion. Movement is a broad term that includes both change in position and no change in position. It includes locomotion also. Whereas locomotion is the movement occurring in whole of the body of animals, taking it from one place to another. Movement is a broad term that includes both change in position and no change in position. It includes locomotion. Whereas locomotion is the movement occurring in whole of the body of animals, taking it from one place to another. Second difference, autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs are those living organisms which are able to make their food themselves, whereas heterotrophs are those living organisms which are not able to make their food themselves. They depend on others for food requirement. For example, cow, tiger, frog. So once again we will see the difference between autotrophs and heterotrophs. Autotrophs are those living organisms which are able to make their food themselves. Example, green plants. Whereas heterotrophs are those living organisms which are not able to make their food themselves. They depend on others for food requirement. For example, cow, tiger, frog. Now the difference between living organism and non-living organisms. Living organism perform all life activities such as respiration, motion, eating, reproduction, etc. Example, animals and plants. Whereas non-living organisms cannot perform these functions. These functions means respiration, motion, eating, reproduction, etc. Example, wood, paper, etc. So once again we will see what are living organisms. So living organisms which perform all life activities such as respiration, motion, eating, reproduction, etc. Example of living organisms are animals and plants. And non-living organisms cannot perform these functions. Example, wood, paper, etc. Section F, give reason. First question is, in case of construction of a building, we find every day the height of the building goes on increasing. Can it be called a living being? So, in a construction of a building, what happened? Every day the height of the building is getting increased. So, can we call a building as a living being? Answer, no. Because only growth is not a characteristic of living beings. So, not only growth is the characteristics, other things are also matters. Here, living thing can respire, eat, walk, talk or speak and reproduce. The growth of the building is the external growth by external factors. Therefore, building is not a living being. Second question. Speed is important for the survival of animals that live in grasslands. Speed is important for the survival of animals that live in grasslands. Answer, because speed helps them to capture their food as well as to escape from the enemies too. Because speed helps them to capture their food as well as to escape from the enemies too. Third question, stomata are important for the leaves. Give reason. Answer, because they are useful for photosynthesis and transpiration in which gaseous exchange occurs. So stomata are important for the leaves because they are useful for photosynthesis and transpiration, in which gaseous exchange occurs. Next main short answer type questions. First question is, through which part of the body fish absorbs oxygen? Answer, gills. Through the gills, fish absorbs oxygen. Second question, identify and name the characteristic of life which expressed in bold. The crow lay eggs in its nest. It is the characteristic of reproduction. Second one, Pooja has grown taller than her mother. Means it is a characteristic of growth. The crow lays eggs. Lays eggs is the characteristic of reproduction. And grown taller, it is a growth characteristic. Third question, what do you understand by excretion? What do you understand by excretion? The removal of body waste from the body is called excretion. The removal of body waste from the body is called excretion. Fourth question, which of the things in the following list are non-living? Plow, mushroom, sewing machine, radio, boat, water hyacinth, earthworm. Here, plow, it is a non-living, and mushroom, it is a living being. Sewing machine, it is a non-living. Radio is also non-living. Boat is also non-living. Whereas water hyacinth and earthworm are living things. So only you have to identify non-living things here. So non-living things are plow, sewing machine, radio, boat. Fifth question, which of the non-living things listed below were once a part of a living thing? So it must be living thing. Butter, leather, soil, wool, electric bulb, cooking oil, apple, rubber. So these are all non-living things, but once they are a part of living thing are butter, leather, wool, cooking oil, apple, rubber. Next main H, long answer type questions. First question, draw a labeled diagram of stomata. What is its importance for plants? Draw a labeled diagram of stomata. What is its importance for plants? So this is the diagram for stomata which is present in the leaves. And we will see the answer. Importance of stomata for plants. Stomata are important for the respiration in plants. Stomata are small pores mainly on the lower surface of the leaves. Plant uses carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. Stomata are also useful for photosynthesis and transpiration. Stomata are important for the respiration in plants. Stomata are small pores mainly on the lower surface of the leaves. Plant uses carbon dioxide and produce oxygen. Stomata are also useful for photosynthesis and transpiration. So these are the 4 points. Second question, explain with an example what is meant by living things respond to stimuli. Explain with an example what is meant by living things respond to stimuli. Living things respond to stimuli is one of the characteristics of living things such as plants and animals. For example, if there are changes in our surrounding such as hot or cold weather, our body responds to these changes. These changes are called stimuli. If our hand touches a spiny leaf of cactus, we respond quickly by withdrawing our hand. Some animals respond to light such as cockroach and earthworm. So, living things respond to stimuli. It means it is the one of the characteristics of a living being such as plants and animals. For example, if there are changes in our surroundings such as hot or cold weather, our body responds to these changes. These changes are called stimuli. If our hand touches a spiny leaf of cactus, we respond quickly by withdrawing our hand. Some animals respond to light such as cockroach and earthworm. Plants also respond to stimuli. Example, mimosa, also known as touch me not plant, which curl up its leaves on being touched by hand. The touch is the stimulus to which the sensitive plant responds by folding its leaves. Third question, all living beings take in oxygen. What function does oxygen perform in the body? All living beings take in oxygen. What function does oxygen perform in the body? Answer, oxygen is very important for our survival. All animals take oxygen in respiration because oxygen is important for the oxidation of food molecules to obtain energy through the process of respiration. So why oxygen is necessary? Oxygen is important for our survival. All animals take oxygen in respiration because oxygen is important for the oxidation of food molecules. Oxidation of food molecules means breaking down of food molecules to obtain energy through the process of respiration. Fourth question, are you an autotroph or a heterotroph? Explain why. Are you an autotroph or heterotroph? Explain why. Answer, I am a human being and depends on both plants and animals for my food. I eat vegetables, milk, etc., which come directly or indirectly from the plants and animals. That is why I am a heterotroph. Once again I will read it. I am a human being and depends on both plants and animals for my food. I eat vegetables, milk, etc., which comes directly or indirectly from the plants and animals. That is why I am heterotroph. Fifth question, how is fish adapted for aquatic life? B, how does frog adapt for both aquatic and terrestrial life? How is fish adapted for aquatic life and how does frog adapt for both aquatic and terrestrial life? Answer, A, fish have the streamlined bodies. The shape helps them in swimming. Fish have a streamlined bodies. This shape helps them in swimming. Special organs called gills allow fish to breathe under water. The body of the fish is also covered with mucus and scales to make it waterproof. B, frog mainly lives in ponds. They can live in both the habitats, terrestrial and aquatic, but water is essential for fertilization. It has lungs to respire, that is why they mostly swim on the surface of water for transpiration. Their nostrils are always above the water level. It has webs in legs to swim in water. So fish is adapted for aquatic life, whereas frog is adapted for aquatic and terrestrial life. Frog lives both the habitats, that is terrestrial as well as aquatic, but for the fertilization it needs a water. Water is essential, and they mostly swim on the surface of the water. Next main I, picture based questions. Here you have to study the picture of a water plant given alongside and answer the questions that follow. Which part of the plant helps it to float? And B, the leaves of this plant are waxy. How do they help the plant? Which part of the plant helps it to float? Answer, leaves, because they contain air chambers. Here leaves contain air chambers, that's why leaves helps them to float. B, the leaves of this plant are waxy. How do they help the plant? Answer, they help to protect them from rotting. So leaves are waxy, so it helps the plants from rotting. Or we can say it as it protects the plant from rotting. Second question, study the picture of a cactus shown alongside. Which adaptation helps the plant to minimize the loss of water? The given options are A, thick fleshy stem, B, needle-like leaves, C, green stem, D, deep roots. Here, which adaptation helps the plant to minimize the loss of water? The answer is needle-like leaves. If plant contain a needle-like leaves, then there is a loss of water can be minimized. Third question, look at the picture given alongside and answer. A, name the animal which is shown in the picture. B, how is it adapted to survive in the polar region? C, name two other animals which are also present in this region. So this picture is of a polar bear. So name the animal means it is a polar bear. And how it is adapted to survive in the polar region? It has a thick fur on the body and a layer of fat underneath the skin to protect them from extreme cold. So how it is adapted to survive? It has a thick furs on the body and a layer of fat underneath the skin to protect them from the extreme cold. And other animals which are also present in this region are yak and penguin. Next main J, HOTS questions. First question is, how do the desert plants conserve the available water in their body? How do the desert plants conserve the available water in their body? The plants of desert area have fleshy stem to store food and water. Leaves are either absent or very small or reduced to spines to prevent loss of water, such as cacti. The plants of these areas have fever stomata, or the stomata that open only at night. When it is cooler, stem of desert plants are also covered with waxy layer to reduce water loss. Second question, how do the desert animals adapt to be in the desert and survive successfully? How do the desert animals adapt to be in desert and survive successfully? Answer, the body of the animals of desert area is adapted to its harsh weather. For example, camel have leathery soles for walking on soft shifting sand. Its legs are long, which help to keep its body away from the heat of the sand. Camel excrete small amount of urine to save water. Some animals like snakes and rats do not have camel-like body adaptation. These animals come out only during the night when it is cooler. During day, these animals stay in the burrows. How do the desert animals adapt to be in desert and survive successfully? The body of the animals of desert area is adapted to its harsh weather. For example, camel have leathery soles for walking on soft shifting sand. Its legs are long, which help to keep its body away from the heat of the sand. Camel excrete small amount of urine to save water. Some animals like snakes and rats do not have camel-like body adaptation. These animals come out only during the night when it is cooler. During day, these animals stay in the burrows. Next main K value based questions. The given question is, once Manisha went to a forest along with her parents. She found a large number of plants and animals in that area, showing a lot of diversity. On the way to forest, she observed a barren area where trees has been cut. This area had very few plants and animals. After returning from the visit, she planted a few plants in her colony park and found that number of insects also start showing up around the plants she had planted. Here, answer the following questions based on the above information. A. Give one reason to justify that Manisha's action should be followed by every student. B. Which value is demonstrated by Manisha in the initiative she had taken? We will see the answer. A. Manisha's action should be followed by every student because she planted a few plants, which is considered as eco-friendly act. So what Manisha did? She planted some of the plants. So it is an eco-friendly act. And second question, which value is demonstrated by Manisha is the initiative she had taken. It is of a social responsibility and eco-friendly nature and hardworking. So these are the initiatives she had demonstrated. Social responsibility, eco-friendly nature and hardworking.